about 7:45 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, September 16th. It's my mom's birthday today. Yeah. They're at the community garden, Railing Community Garden. It's 2 blocks from my place. So we can't walk down the other way because this white trash won't keep the dogs contained. And I don't feel up to always having to look out for them and pick them up. It's like white trash land over there, about 3 or 4 houses know each other, so the dog just wanders around like it's on a ranch or something. But it's a public street, you know? It's a city street. Yeah. So he just got dropped off and we started the morning off right, getting out for a little walk. Give him a chance to potty if he wants to. Let him get his energy up and expend some energy. I like to bring him down here for a quick little walk in the morning before the day gets started. I don't know what we're going to do with this day yet. I almost would like to just go back to sleep for a while. I haven't been getting enough rest. I've been just doing it when I get up in the morning, dealing with whatever rest I got the night before. And sometimes I don't get to bed early enough. So I should sleep till like 10. Go back to bed for a little while. Yeah, I'm having horrible chest pains this morning, man. It's like, fuck, I halfway expect to fall over dead. Well, my dog's licensed, so, you know, if I'm not like down here by ghetto people when I die, you know, back up there by my place, I'm sure somebody just do the right thing. Yeah, he had a dog. Of course, my ex-wife would come running for him and fucking be like, okay, who found him? Okay, where's the fucking dog? You know? Yeah. She would be up in their ass. She'd stalk them, too, to see if they ever came out of the house with them. The minute they did, she'd be fucking goddamn snatching them, beating them down and snatching them. You don't fuck with this dog, man. You don't fuck with any of my ex-wife's fucking animals, or my animals. You know, the animals she has are mine, too. The cats are mine. The cats are actually mine, but I can't man my ministry if I'm not supported, so they had to do it. Which is a sad statement about, you know, all this stuff, all this wealth everywhere, everybody's got money to do everything, you know, but I didn't have money to maintain my little crappy little ministry to a few kitties. The few that were left after fucking Ronnie Everson murdered the motherfuckers with his fucking inferior fucking friends and his inferior gargoyle fucking disguised as a wife. It's like, you know, not a very good caretaker. Let your fucking retarded man run around poisoning shit, fucking with shit, fucking with his neighbors. He was never taught about too close to home. You know, you don't shit on your own fucking plate. You gotta put your food on the plate. Stupid. You know, white trash don't learn that kind of shit. So how can this generation know anything if you got old motherfuckers like that setting the example to hurt shit instead of heal shit? Setting the example to be a selfish, stingy, piece of shit, white devil trash. And that's all the way up to fucking goddamn the richest motherfuckers. If you look at what's happening in the world right now, you see a lot of traffic this morning. Going through here. Lots of traffic. People on their way to work. I think it's like Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know what day it is. The days just roll together for me. I think it's Wednesday. Pretty sure yesterday was Tuesday and the garbage cans were out. When he dookied, I could just pick his shit up and put it in somebody's can. He smells cheesy. Like that cocoa butter shit. This smells good on Lisa, but it does not smell good on him. You know, it makes him smell cheap. My sister asked me this morning, via text, of course, how come he doesn't just stay with me? You know, how come he's even going back there at night? Because we're sharing custody. Even though, well, you know, I don't get to have my cats, but that's not their fault. That's you know, that's kind of Ya's fault. That the best he could provide for me was a small little old people apartment instead of a nice big house like that. That's a property where I could take my kitties part-time. You know, I don't want to be stingy and keep them full-time, but, you know, they should have like a couple weeks off here and there where it's like they can just live their life, to go on trips, whatever they want to do, have visitors, have cookouts, you know, go off and stay nights and shit, and there's no worries about the animals because they're not even home. And then I should have a life like that when they have the cats and him, you know, instead of this everyday shit, you know. They just have them for a couple weeks, you know, and then they all just stay together. They all come hang out with me. That's my ultimate plan, what I wanted to do. Instead, I just get to have him, and I don't get to see the kitties no more. I sleep without him at night. It's pretty lonely. Because I'm used to having at least one kitty in the bed with me, in addition to him. Because usually he'll come and sleep with me. Not always. Depends on where he can get the bacon dinner stick. If he can get that in Lisa's room, then that's where he'll go. Well, he wants that bacon stick. I haven't had breakfast. I'm contemplating not eating today. I'm bloated up. I think I got what my dad died of, where it's like my gut is filling up with liquid, and it's putting pressure on my heart, and that's what's causing the pain. Because while I look really weird the last few days, I didn't gain that much weight. That's not a weight gain. That's some other weird shit. You can hear like the sloshiness, you know. So it's like my fucking body filling up with blood, or is it like, you know, what my dad had? Yeah, my dad died within a few months once he's developed these complications. Well, I've had complications for more than a year now from the heart attack. He's restless. He doesn't know what he wants to do. I took him down to the fucking community garden first thing as soon as he got here. Wanted him to get a little walk in case he had the dookie. And he's just so concerned about the children waiting for buses and shit that he won't mind his own business. There's people out and he's got to know every little thing that's happening and just sit and watch them. You know, look at him as he's walking instead of go over by the trees that, you know, he should investigate and pee on. So I don't know, he's a weird little dog. Strange. He doesn't want to be accosted by children, but he's so interested in them. You know, you can see I'm a little bit behind. I've got a video that I should have uploaded last night, but I didn't. And I'm not really comfortable with high numbers. Sudden high numbers on a video. You know, 53 views, 46 views. And then it just seems contrived because it's YouTube, where they don't usually show them on the video. And then they surpass the view counts on BitChute. So, you know, it's almost like there's some weird shit in the game now, because I have been talking about that, you know, about the difference between the two things. So I don't know if I'm fasting or not. I'm almost contemplating recycling a drum part from one of my rap songs, one of my recent rap songs, changing the tempo and starting a jazz song, just to be doing something productive in the right direction, because it's been stagnant for a couple months now. I haven't done any songs or anything. Nothing comes of them, but I still should do it, you know. I shouldn't leave my field without something planted in it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them guys who just won't even try because, oh, why even try? It's like saying, why should you wipe your ass? Because it's just going to get dirty later, you know? Come on now. Some things you just got to do. Alright, so I'm getting ready to upload this. I haven't figured out what I'm going to do yet. I almost just want to sleep for a couple more hours. It's about a little after 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
He doesn't realize he should sit over here where I can see him, because they're right here by the park. There's the country club. And here's the VFW hall, and over there is the state police lab. There's the tank and the helicopter plane. Standing by the railroad tracks. Decided to come out for a walk. I haven't made up my mind what we're gonna do yet. If we're gonna go down there and try and go in the store, if we're just gonna hang out and go back. I'm kind of wishing I would have wore a heavier jacket. All these people that run around with no goddamn clothes on when it's cold outside throw you off. You think, oh, they're wearing shorts and hardly any top, so it must be warm. So yeah, I only have this shirt and this windbreaker jacket on up against my jeans. So it's like, fuck, you know, you can get out here where the wind's hitting you and it's chilly, and then it's almost like it's threatening to rain. If they ain't even about a bitch, because I checked and checked to make sure it wasn't going to rain before we left. So I don't know. I imagine we can go over there underneath that overhang if it starts raining. Just sit there for a minute. About 3:22 p.m. What I'm doing here is I'm looking for some drums to pirate. You got this first one open, it's a possibility for something, but not what I'm looking to do right now. There's another one that's a possibility for something, maybe what I'm going to do right now, but I don't know. So I'm just checking some of them out, just to see, because I can change the tempo a little bit, and it won't match up with my rap song that it's from. Okay, I might be able to use this. It's not going to be exactly what I thought, but okay. Okay, try one more. See, I'm going from the ones in 2020 because I know that they've been properly EQ'd. Each track was recorded separately and EQ'd. There was an era where I was just using them as if I was getting the drum tracks from somebody, which they'd be like just 2-track, and you can't EQ the drums and shit once you've done that. Oh, this one's kind of fast. It's 2020. That's nice and jazzy. Yeah. All right. Let's try changing the tempo a little bit. Change it to -5%. Slow it down a tad. I don't know. Once I change the tempo, I don't like it. Okay, I'm gonna keep sifting. This is what I'm doing. This is how I do it. If I'm gonna recycle a drum part, which writing drums takes about 4 or 5 hours, and I just kind of want to get a song all the way done, because it's been a while since they've done that.
Some people feel really self-entitled, don't they? That's not white devils there. That's immigrants. See all that room with their driveway? They're gonna block the fucking sidewalk. Waiting for the little boats. Should be ready time. It's 5:24 p.m. Got me one of them foam sprayers. And some real soap. Giant butterfinger. Some puffs. Some pork rinds. And a 3 scented candle. I'm about to light that up. It's about 23 after 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're out in a super cool little minivan. There's people out and about out here. I'm hoping people mind their own business and not worry about what the fuck I do. As well, what I do ain't none of their business. It ain't affecting them. You know? I'm talking to y'all. This is for y'all. You see? This ain't really for me. I don't have to do anything. Really. I was thinking about that a little while ago. You know, I really don't have to do anything. I just do it because I can and because, well, I'm called to. I'm compelled to do it. I need some pussy really bad. Yeah. Right about now, I'd fuck a gargoyle. Oh, shit. Yeah. Hit these vapes. So, you seen I took the bus down to the little bus down to Dollar General and back. Got me a few things. I'll be able to shower now. 'Cause I think I'm sneaky. That woman left her truck blocking the sidewalk. She's gonna leave it like that all night, like they own the sidewalk. See, it's not just white devils, those are immigrants. That's the Sings. That was, I think that's dude's wife that did that, you know? I don't think it's his mom. His mom doesn't drive that truck, I don't think. I think the young woman does. And I seen her walking away from it talking shit. I could be wrong about everything. It could be some white person's truck as well. That's typical redneck inbred white devil and, you know, thug. They both had the same way of disrespecting others. It's like, you know, well, your truck's in the way, so if my dog wants to pee on it, I'd let him pee on it. You see? Since it's in the way. So yeah, I've been last couple times I've been out of my apartment, I've left my laptop out with, you know, like the laptop was connected to the synth because I'm working on that song. And then I disconnected it, ate some pork rinds and did a few shots and sat in front of the laptop, watched Richie from Boston. I was like, you see these welfare phantoms, these little white girls joining Black Lives Matter for money, helping to burn people out of their homes and shit in their livelihood. I mean, you know, there's more than one method being used. There is, you know, the lasers and shit. But the lasers have been caught in action on weather cams. So it's like, oh, you can't say, oh, no, that's bullshit, that's conspiracy. Okay, well, defy what they have broadcast themselves. They've showed you themselves. You see? So there's like there's an element of welfare phantom. They're participating on low level, but they're still going to get time looped to the fullest extent, as if you
You know, they perpetuated rapes and tortures and burning shit down and shit, you see? These nasty little white girls that think that's trendy and it's cool. Oh, let's show we're not racist. We'll join Black Lives Matter. You hate good, hardworking black people if you have anything to do with that organization. That's bought by Soros, much like fucking King Jr. was in the late 50s and 60s. To make a race look weak, bad, evil, self-serving, fucked up. So, you can hear some of the loudness of the loud talking. One of the bitches here didn't want to hear me and another woman talking at Riverside. And, literally got up and moved. And I hate that bitch. I think she's full of negative energy and negative karma. I think she only thinks of herself, you know. And you see the other woman get picked up in a pickup a lot by a younger, chubby woman, kind of pretty, with a big dog. But tomorrow, I gotta figure out how to get out to Humblebee on the bus. I have 2 credits left because I put a 5 in from Family Fair the other day, which gave me 4 credits. So I used 2 of them today. I have 2 more bus rides. If I can get to Humblebee, and somehow have it arranged where they're gonna pick me up to bring me back, because well, it works different going out there for some reason. I don't know why. They might wait for you, they might not, you know. They might just drop you off and leave you hanging till the next bus an hour and a half later. You see? So you have that to deal with. This over here is all old people at this apartment complex, so it's like, you know, if this was the only apartment complex, you'd know, okay, this is a good neighborhood. There's nobody here gonna fuck with anybody or your kids or your house or anything, right? But over there, there's a whole nother apartment complex that's got just normal people, young people, whatever, whoever could pass the credit check to get the apartment. We don't know what's in there. And then down the street a block is a whole bunch of apartment complexes. What you would consider projects, they will be projects soon, because well, you can see the thuggish element, you know, it's everywhere now. And they just live everything down, much like rich white people, you know. They're the same, they're just a different color and come from a different social status, you see. But they have the same mentality because they were programmed by the mouthpieces of the white man, the rich white man. You know, everybody famous and black. You know there's nobody famous and black in the next timeline. They don't exist. They get time looped as all the victims of their fans and their slaves to repay that ill-gotten gain, every penny that ever got spent on them, including what bought their Pampers and baby food. You see, they're gonna pay for that fucking welfare cheese too. Fuck no, and food stamps. Your mama spawned you for a welfare check, you go get rich and famous because you will be compliant to the white man and, you know, glorify everything that nobody black should want to be. You know, it's like, you nasty house motherfucker. You smell like the white man's butt. You've been teasing him so much. Snoop, slavey dog. Slavey dog. What up, Snoop, slavey? Slavey dog. Remember that about him when you see him. He's a good slavey dog. That's why you see him. He's irrelevant as a motherfucker. He was irrelevant when he came out. Dumbass fucking thug shit that was already played out had to bring that shit back to life. It's like, motherfucker, ain't gonna cry about motherfuckers having guns. Wait a minute. Wait a motherfucking minute. All your bodyguards have guns, nigga. Nobody else supposed to have guns now? Huh? You like Ice-T, you want to kill some shit, but you don't want nothing to kill you. Well, you're gonna get time looped as everything that was killed by your fans. Ice-T gets to be time looped as a lot of killed cops. Remember Kill a Cop? A lot of motherfuckers acted on that shit, you know what? They went out killing cops. They still do to this day. Sometimes they play it while they're out there about to kill a cop. Yeah, the store owners of Rochette's, it sings. They got some cute kids. They got a nice house happening here. It's a nice neighborhood. I'm waiting for God to bless me like a miracle where it's like, okay, I'm no longer qualified to be here because I'm too wealthy. I can't be on SSI anymore. I have to buy my own teeth in healthcare now, which you can't buy healthcare for no amount of money. You know, not right now. They'll just say something, you know, oh, you got this. That's what's wrong with you. Then they'll finish you off for that diagnosis and for that death, for that payment, the payout. They doubled that shit, you know that, right? Well, they got you struggling. You can't pay shit. You don't know what you're gonna do. These motherfuckers are paying motherfuckers at fucking establishments like hospitals to spin fairy tales, to diagnose people with something they don't got. Or, you know, diagnose them that they got it. It's like, okay, well, you have two eyes. It's like diagnosing somebody with two eyes. If you're going to diagnose a piece of somebody's DNA that they got to actually protect them from what you say they have, do you see what I'm saying? And then the tests are tainted, and they already warned you about that. That, you know, they're designed to find, they have positive results. So, you know, I'm finding that a lot of people from the past can't get past the past. You know, my ex-wife, Lisa, gives my number out. You know, I even have texting. No, you know, I didn't for years. But now I do. You know, it's like, gives my number out to everybody. And, you know, my cousins still can't get past, you know, the past. There's people big enough to get past the past, like my little sister, Jonna, the beautiful artiste, who has looked out for me quite a bit over the last few months. Without her help, I don't know what I would have done. I would have been broke as a motherfucker. Not having shit. You know, she buffered against that, and I appreciate it, man. I love her for that, you know. I would have loved for her to come see me and take me for a ride to go get a chocolate malt. The time to buy a chocolate malt in this town is rapidly going away. I've only had 2 chocolate malts this year, but hey, that's more than I got last year. Last year I didn't get any, I don't think. Last year I was doing it tight for the kiddies. And now I don't even get to be with them. You know, Pre-Vinny don't get to be with him. And I can feel his, you know, how he misses them. You know, they're not there, and they're part of his physicality, his physical memory. Like, you know, if his baby wasn't here with him, you know, I'd feel it. And I feel the loss. I feel the pain. You know, I feel the void. You know, the loneliness at night, sleeping on a bed that they slept on with them. You know, at least 2 or 3 kiddies a night. At least one. You know, could always look down on the corner of the bed. There was always a reason they have to only use half the bed because, well, there's a fucking kitty there. You know? You see? And it was one of them things that's, you know, some of the things that would be aggravating about somebody or something to you out of the aggravating things that you love about them. You know, that they're there, they're in your way, you know? And he loved that they were in his way. They were always all over him. When he was feeling sick, they would come in there and, you know, need biscuits on him and shit, you know, and purr and try and heal him, you know, it was like laying paws on him and shit. And then, like, more than one kitty would do it, you know, Frankie and Slinky Cat and Johnny Gray, and sometimes even E.T., you know. So those cats always got involved in the healing of Pre-Vinny when he was sick. And Pre-Vinny has it in his physical memory that he's woken up a couple times and looked over because his spirit was taken out of his body and set over to the side in the room. He looked over and saw them working on his body. Because, well, something bad was happening to his body. See, now there's a lot of old people sitting around, and it's like, I hope that there's not a problem that, I'm out here minding my own business. I'm not up in their face. I'm not talking to them. I'm not bothering them, I'm not on the bench right outside of their fucking place. My place is around back. There's no benches outside of my place. You have to step 25 feet away to smoke, theoretically, but somebody steps right out on their patio and hits a cigarette a few times and goes back in. And they're gone back in time it wafts into my door. So it's like, yeah, you're going to find out your mom left the truck in the way. Maybe she did that to keep you down there. Or you can't go past that truck. Maybe that's why. So then it's not so evil, huh? She used the truck to block her little wayward kids. The other one little girl's like, fuck you, I'll just ride around this truck. Fuck my training wheels all up, I don't care. That's how I broke a training wheel. Then I had to learn how to ride my bike with no training wheels. And my dad just took the other one off. So, yep, you broke your training wheel. Guess it's time you learn how to ride it without training wheels. Let me just take this one off for you. Okay, there you go. Crash, crash, crash. You finally learned now. Get skinned up. Yeah, both them kids went way past that truck. They were like, yeah, I hope you fucking didn't count on that truck. Yeah, she's walking around out there. She thinks she's just a fucking Indian goddess or something. She kind of is. She's got a nice plump booty and a chubby little belly. Chubby cheeks. All the things you want. You want to bounce that belly and them titties and, see them chubby cheeks jiggle. Bend that booty over and grab it. Man, why do I talk this shit to y'all now? So, well, hey, there's a girl that's missing out. You really are. Instead of being judgmental of me, you should judgment yourself and fucking be like, oh yeah, well maybe I'm not what he would want. I'm all thinking he ain't what I would want. Why? I don't want to parade you around in public. I don't want to go out in public with you. Drive me somewhere. Nobody has to know we're together. Or if they see us together, I'm just driving this old dude somewhere. He's a friend of mine. I take guitar lessons from him or some shit, Or he helps me fix my car. There's a lot of things I could be doing for you besides, whatever you utilize me for, you see? Which I already know. Young women, they always utilize me for that. I don't care. I love it. I love it. I love to smell like a young bitch running around smelling like her booty and shit. Motherfuckers smell that on you. That ain't no old woman, That's a young bitch. I smell all like her, man. She was all over my face, my dick, all over my body. She just fucking creamed all over me in every direction. Yeah, and I didn't get a chance to wash it off yet. I don't know if I will, because I just love to smell like it. That and fucking Halston for women, so I smell like French toast and young girl sex. Well, young girl don't mean under 18. Let's get this straight between me. It means like anything under like 35, that's young girl to me. Because, well, that's 20 years younger than me, 21 years younger than me. That's young girl. Now, I know a couple of girls that are younger than that, and I'm not saying Hell Your Highness because it's not them. This is totally someone else. One of the bitches don't even have no teeth and shit. I swear to God, 33 years old, 32 years old. I thought the bitch was my age or older when I met her. I swear to God, I'm sorry. My ex-wife told me, hey, she's only like 32, 33 years old. I'm like, bull fucking shit. There's no way that woman is fucking, 20 fucking years younger than me, No fucking way. No way. It's like she fucking got rode long and hard in every which way. Being addicted to dope and trading her body for dope. And that energy on her, even though I know other people would look at her and be like, oh, she don't got no teeth and she's a blonde, with my dick in her mouth, she'll look really pretty. You know, and she's skinny, so I can bend her over and fuck her like a twink, fuck her in her ass probably even, you know. It's like, you know, all the motherfuckers look at her different. All I did was look at her like, you know, I felt sorry for her, and it's like sexually I didn't think of her at all. It was like, you know, if I dared even entertain a thought for a second, which wouldn't be mine, it was like something beaming into my head. My response was like, ugh. But not like, you know, she's repulsive. Just like, you know, I don't know. I'm discriminate. For all the shit I talk and for how oversexed I am and for how much sex I have without, you know, other people. I'm very discriminate about, you know, people. You see what I'm saying? People, the wrong people can be very disgusting. And they can turn you off to things you do with them. Like, if you dare interact with them sexually, they might fuck sex up for you. I hope I'm talking loud enough to you ought to drown them motherfuckers out more than 30, 40 feet away. You see how loud they have to talk to each other, right? So you know they can't hear me. They're right there by each other, having to yell at each other and shit. So you know they can't hear me. I got the windows just as barely cracked. The door is like ajar, but the sound's not reverberating up out of here. And that woman, I just don't like her. She didn't like me, and you know, it caused me to like look at her where, you know, I really saw her spirit, her gargoyle spirit, and I instantly didn't like her back, you know. And it was like, yeah, every time I see her, and it's like I live in the same building with this bitch now, you know. I don't like mean-spirited old white people. People that are going through hard shit or have endured fucked up shit because, well, they deserve it. You know, like I regard her as someone who deserves it. She just emanates this negative energy. When she looks at you, you feel like she's, you know, a witch loosing negative energy on you as she looks at you. You know, I got a friend out with his girl out. Hasn't posted no videos in a while. Hasn't hit me up in any kind of way that I know of. I don't log in on my accounts, so he could have. I hope him and his girl are okay. He got him a beautiful chick, just bam, just walked into his life like nothing. So connected that they could pack up a vehicle and travel off across the country together. That quick. You know? It makes you wonder about stuff. It makes me wonder anyway. Not in like a negative way, but you know, something like that could be about to happen for me where I'm just going to get pulled away from here. Rent here is cheap. And I can maintain it and still do some other stuff with my life and what's left of my income. You know, I get less than I used to make in a week for a month. And they act like they're giving me the world. You know? I guess they are in a way. I mean, if you look at it, I can get into this place for cheap or I have money left over. I'm going to have to figure out if not filing for home income credit or if I need to file for home income credit to maintain my food stamps. See, I don't like to have to think about money. To me, that's almost like putting a worship on it, you know? It's like if I had a lot of money, I wouldn't be thinking about my money. I would put some away for myself. I actually would buy some silver and maybe some gold, but I know silver is going to be interchangeable when there's no more money system. Silver is going to be money, for those of you who don't know. And you'll see, it's like other commodities won't hold the same weight as silver, and you can get some soft silver that you can cut with a knife, cut pieces off of it and weigh it. You get your big old block of soft silver, you know, get you about I don't know, $10,000 worth of silver that you can cut because it's soft enough to cut it with a knife. And have you a scale ready? Pardon me. Not an electric one. And don't let people know you got it, so that they'll just come and take it. And if you have beautiful children and a beautiful wife, you're going to want to hide that too. Yeah, because time's coming. Abraham and Sarah days all over again. And, people take this as heretic, those who are overly religious, so they don't know nothing about nothing. So they don't understand that when you put the history of the era and the land up against the history of the Bible and Abraham and Sarah, Sarah was blessed with a barren womb. During a time when Abraham was traveling across what was, gangland territory, if they saw you with your wife, they would kill you, rape your children, kill them, and rape your wife to death or take her as a sex slave if she survived the gang rapes. Right? Now, if she's your sister, they'll take her and gang fuck her, but not rape her, and return her to you and send you down the road. This was customary in that area, in this era. Okay? So Abraham would lie and say Sarah was his sister, so they both could survive. She would get fucked, but not raped. You see? Bubble stories, what we call bubble stories now. Y'all and me. Okay? Now, I learned them from Abraham and Sarah. Abraham eventually came out of gangland territory, didn't realize it, came into a normal city with a normal king who saw his sister, wanted to take her as his wife. Yeah, this young seeing woman came out to look at the front of her place. She's got a nice booty. I will bite that booty. Bite that booty, girl. Anyway, the king saw his sister and wanted to take her for his wife. Abraham, standing by, doesn't know what to do about it, so he's going to let it happen. The king finds out that Abraham and Sarah are really husband and wife. The king has Abraham and Sarah taken to the end of the city to be extricated from their kingdom, to the kingdom gates. And he comes out there to tell Abraham, just tell him off, he's like, you deceitful motherfucker, man, you lying piece of shit, I was about to commit adultery with your wife, what kind of man are you? You fucking cook, Yeah, he sent Abraham and Sarah up out of the city as scourge, white trash, white devils. You see? Ain't that some weird shit? This was the father of, the nation of chosen people. They were later infiltrated by pseudo-Jews who took over the Bible and changed it. And Christ tried to expose them. And the closest they came to telling anything he did was, he cast money changers out of the temple. No scribes. None of them motherfuckers to scream, free Barabbas, crucify Christ. Then the real Jews are looking around, we better scream it too, or they're going to kill us too, And that's how they use still to this day. They buy some Black Lives Matter and Antifa, start burning shit down. Usually for a thug piece of shit that should have died anyway. Somebody should have killed that bitch motherfucker long before he got killed on camera. And people gonna cry about that. Won't say shit about no doctors being killed for trying to tell the truth about this shit. Won't say shit about the, black Vietnam vet who got killed in his own bed during a no-knock raid, on his house for no reason, because somebody wanted them to do a welfare check on his ass. Well, they didn't mean do it in the middle of the night, stupid. They call you in the daytime. Why don't you go by his old house, his house, and see if you see his old ass in the daytime? You bust up in his shit, no-knock raid in the middle of the night to do a welfare check. Guns fucking drawn. His old ass reaches and grabs his gun. He's in his bed. He's being broke into. He's in kind of a fucked up neighborhood. He didn't even get a hold of his gun. These motherfuckers shot him up right in his bed. Black motherfucker. Hero. A war hero. Saved lives and shit. Wasn't no thug who raped some people or put a gun to some pregnant woman's belly, or anything like that. Nah. Wasn't somebody who hurt some store owners. Wasn't somebody who grabbed the cop up and was beating him down and finally got shot. Nah, wasn't nothing like that. This was a motherfucker minding his own business. Somebody just got nosy. But the police handled it totally fucked up and wrong. Wanted to turn it into something it wasn't. Practice a no-knock raid on this old man's house in the middle of the night. We got called to do a welfare check, so we're going to kick this old man's door in this fucked up neighborhood in the middle of the night. And then leave, and all the thugs in the neighborhood, they still up, they're going to see that it happened. Well, after they kill a motherfucker, there ain't no reason for him to feel like he has to protect anything, right? You see? Do you see how fucked up it is? And there ain't nobody complaining about that, because there don't nobody really care about black lives. There don't nobody who proclaims to care about them care about them. Did they care about that Robinson chick, civil rights leader who was killed by a black thug? Fucking Kaepernick fucking protested, all them NFL players protested against her having protection from black thugs. Because if it's a black neighborhood, the criminals coming out of the neighborhood are going to be black. Okay? So it's not racial profiling. Stupid. There's nothing but black. That's all that's getting arrested. If that's what's doing wrong. I forgot her name. Elisa Robinson. I'm pretty sure it's Robinson. There's a meme up about it. Kaepernick and the other kneelers protested against me having protection against a black thug in my own neighborhood. Yeah. She got killed. Put her in her trunk by a thug. Piece of shit who wouldn't get a job. Or even, be a pimp or a dope dealer. There's gonna be a fucking opportunistic thug takes advantage of old people. It's like King Jr. would have loved him, His letter would have hit home with him. Go kill all them good, hardworking, decent black people that wouldn't quit their jobs and league with us and join us. Welfare cases and gangsters and non-working motherfuckers to march on Washington. Because, y'all had nothing to do. You see? So they should have quit their jobs and joined us. So now burned down their homes that they wanted to maintain with their jobs. Rape their women. Kill their babies. Chop up their hedges. Fuck up their fucking lawns. Steal their cars. Yep. It wasn't in those words, but the letter from jail that King Jr. wrote to his following put hits out on them motherfuckers. And that's the shit that happened to them. Before that, it was take down the coloreds only signs. And act like fucking you're dejected. Like bad shit's happening to you. Oh, the white man's just picking on us, just for patrolling the neighborhood, protecting other black people from the thug mentality. So then they go and burn down a bunch of nice, decent, hardworking black people's homes. And they congregate on my granny's front porch with shotguns to protect my granny's home. The last of their circle still standing. From them coming to burn her home down for being in the neighborhood and being white. Well, wait a minute, you just burned all these black motherfuckers' homes down too. You see them out there with shotguns? Not one white soul was out there. My granny didn't go out there. Nobody white went on the front porch. Nobody white was standing in the front yard with shotguns and guns. That was all black motherfuckers who had their shit burned down by King Jr.'s following. Now they're doing it again. And the hardworking black people were dumb enough to fucking think that they would care about you, black-owned business. You even wrote it on your shit, put it out there. Yeah, and they burned it down anyway. Pardon me. Should find out. Well, they don't really care about black people. Who was that hottie with the glasses? I don't know if she's hot. I see the glasses and I just take her for granted. She's probably hot underneath them glasses. She could be ugly and mean. The things are carrying stuff into their new place from their driveway. Doing stuff. Father and son doing stuff in their new house. It's got to be a great feeling, right? I was going to buy my dad and my mom and my granny and my cousins and my siblings' houses. I was going to do so much for my family. To have them hate me for daring to dream and sabotage it every step of the way. It's like, wait a minute, you're fucking up the shit that's going to come to you, man. You're going to get, the bread comes from my table would make you rich, you know, if I get to where I'm trying to go. It's okay, I'm glad it didn't happen, because I would have been lumped in with all these baby blood drinkers. You know, I would have been trying to maintain my status with them by, you know, betraying my fans, asking them to wear masks and shit, you know. Decimate your house, so when they kick on 5G, you fucking die. You know, you see? I would have been one of them, I imagine. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'd be who I am now, and I'd be out on a ranch with lots of ministries being supported for my money, taking care of kitties, you know. You see what I'm saying? So we got a lot of people that are outside. Some of them look at us funny when they see us, like we're doing something to them. It's like you see me sitting talking to this device. For all you know, I'm engaged in a live conversation. You know, at least I'm recording, you know. Maybe I need some level of privacy. Or maybe this is just where I feel comfortable, where I want to do it. I don't know. I wanted to come out to you guys for a minute. I brought my vapies because I'm leaning away from the other shit for a little while. I guess before I run out, because I am not wanting to associate myself with need or to have thoughts of need, because I don't need anything. My coffer's overfilled. My cup is overfull. You know? And I am blessed beyond my wildest expectations. I'm not, you know, running around broke and stinking and shit like that, you know? It's like, I don't have a lot of money, but I don't need to have a lot of money to not feel broke. I'm one of them type people. I could have $40 and I feel like I got something, at least, you know? Especially if my bills are paid and if I got food and shit, you know? So yeah, I don't need anything. I don't need the pussy. I bought a bunch of balloons in case, like, it takes my girl a long time to manifest. I can still, you know, Vinny's got his woman's side. You know, his girl, which is him. Yeah. So, you know, a lot of the stuff that I taught y'all is, it's like, you know, that, like, you know, to the religious community, I'm a heretic, and it's, you know, stuff that a heretic would tell you. And I look at the fruit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I look at their fruit, and I look at my fruit. Y'all are my fruit. See how you care about stuff that's important? You care about animals. You know, you care about the unnecessary suffering, trying to relieve it, praying for them, trying to manifest that they don't suffer. And you see how they don't. Their fruit doesn't care. Their fruit wants to get blessed some more, get them some more stuff. And that's what's important to them. Their status thingy, you know, keeping up with the Joneses, all that good shit. They got this, so I should have this too mentality. Maybe you shouldn't. I look across at these guys' nice big new house. But, you know, its location, I would need it on a ranch for it to be functional for what I need it for. So, you know, I shouldn't have that house now where it's sitting. Because it will be hard to work my ministry all. Everybody, there's just like people with property all around this shit, you know? So it's like there's no free reign property really, you know, unless like he owns a big piece of it behind it or something. Yeah. So this got turned into a long video too. I'm gonna go in. I got some of that song done. I got 3 tracks. I got drums, drum bar organ, bass, and some accompanying melody lead synth so far. So alright, y'all. I don't want to be a thorn in anybody's side. Look and see me like, oh, I can't believe that guy's out there. It's like what, I'm not allowed to be out in my shit. What are you, the parking lot police? Are you concerned? I may spend a minute too long in my vehicle. You don't like that shit, huh? Alright, y'all. It's starting to get dark. Lights clicked on. Yeah, it's 7:07, but this is a few minutes fast, so it's like 7:04 or some shit. Remember that band 707? I could be good for you. Down, 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 my. Down, 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 down. Chin, 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 chin. Wow, chin, 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 chin. Wow, chin, chin, chin. Fuck, I don't remember any of the words to the verses. What you do now is of my concern. Chin, 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 chin. Do 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 do. La da da da. Do 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 do. Da 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 da. I'd take you anywhere. I could be good for you. Ba na 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 na, my. Na na na, I could be good for you. Ma na 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 na, my. Na 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 na. It was kind of before videos and shit. Right before videos, really, or right as, you know, right when videos were starting up. The name of the band was 707. Those of you who want to look it up, the number 707. Like the plane, I guess. And that was their big song, and man, it was in heavy rotation on every radio station. It was just, you couldn't get away from it. It was everywhere. And then there was a couple of Dawkins songs that were in heavy rotation for a while, but like, you know, on MTV video. In my dreams, it's still the same. Our love is strong, it still remains. In my dreams, you're still with me. Love's the way it used to be. That's some badass shit, Dawkins. You know, from that album anyway, they had a couple good songs. That was the one that they got a lot of. They had water on their drums. Their drummer was hitting the drums and water was splashing. So they wrote some drum heads for that. I would imagine. I don't know. I don't know anything about the technology of drums. couldn't really play them that good. I didn't really want to master them because, well, that's not something I wanted to play. You know, and I didn't want to play keyboards either. That's why I can't really play them good on stage. I can play keyboard parts in the studio, you know, but not like all performance shit, you know, not like Jeff Keelan. That motherfucker could play scales on the keyboard like I could play them on a guitar. He can just run through shit and put bends on shit too, you know right where to put the bend and shit. I haven't worked that kind of shit on the keyboards because, well, I haven't been concerned with it. We got some brave squirrels around here, man. I was walking Aslan earlier, and I swear to God, this squirrel stopped on the fucking pole that Aslan was gonna walk up to, had a nut in its mouth, and leaned over like it was daring Aslan to approach the pole. And Aslan stopped. He wouldn't approach the pole with that fucking squirrel right there where he would have had to go. It was some tripped out shit. Alright, y'all. Brave squirrels, that's what we got happening with this. All these little white girls with their little BLM fucking wear and shit out there fucking. It's like, hey, you're not social distancing. You know? You're up close on each other. Hey, you're not doing good stuff. You're not relieving unnecessary suffering. You're not helping anybody black by doing that. What the fuck are you doing? Why? Oh yeah, a wrinkly reptile gave some money to somebody and it trickled down to you. You answered the Craigslist ad. Nasty white trash. If only you would have got a real job somewhere, right? You would have been too busy to do that. Yeah. Oh, but then maybe somebody put hits out on you, huh? Yeah, like all them people whose shit's burning down now. Yeah. They don't realize they're gonna get time looped to some motherfuckers, just like the motherfuckers from the last gangster enabler movement, you know, from the 50s and 60s. They called it something else. You know, CRM, you know, but it was anything but that, and it had nothing to do with that. With CR, you see. All right. If you were around, you remember. But if you're if you're controlled by them, you won't speak up. And you'll be like, oh, no, he's wrong about that. Okay, yeah. And you know I'm right. If you was there, you know I'm right. You saw it too. And horrified you. Look what they do.